Hello to all Elliottians or wannabe Elliottians or anyone who's watching, whether you are new in crypto space or not. And this is the weekly Elliott Waves on Cryptos video. Today it is the 20th of November. It is Saturday, and we are seeing again markets after, of course, we've had quite a few days of drops starting to, well, I wouldn't say reverse, but they started to recapture some of the levels lost over the past few days. There is still room to move higher, but also move lower. And this is mainly because we haven't seen yet certain levels break in some cases, but in some other cases we have seen certain levels break, and that either validates or invalidates a scenario or another, or the bullish or the bearish bias. Okay, it's how it works. Now, it is a request day from the Coro Einer Cycle team, as well as from my own YouTube community. My own YouTube community voted for THETA this week, so we're gonna have a look at THETA. The QIC community voted for Engine. I'm gonna have a look at Engine. And as always, BTC, because without BTC, well, actually, you will notice that Engine keeps moving up regardless of what's going on with BTC. And this is good. This is very good news. But either way, we really need to have a look at BTC always, because the relationship at some point very likely is going to break. So I'm going to start with BTC, guys, and I'm going to try to be quick because the videos become a bit big, a bit elongated, and it's like 25 minutes, 30 minutes. I think it's not really ideal for many people. I will not do much analysis. I will just talk about the alternatives quickly, and I will try to keep this as short as possible. Do not forget that if you want daily, several times, updates and insights and education and on-chain analysis and other stuff, feel free to contact me, and I will give you a trial for my premium channel that I currently run on Telegram. Very interesting, small community of interesting and serious investors. So before we proceed, as always, you have to do your own analysis and take note that none of this is investment advice. Okay, so let's go to the charts. BTC first, then Engine, and then a quick look on THETA for all our friends. Okay, and we're ready to have a quick look what's going on in the charts. I'm going to start with BTC long term, and I have done this many times already, but let's do it one more time. And then I'm going to go in the short term, speak about the alternatives and the variations, and then well, let's see what's going to happen. You might ask, why is this the main? And I will tell you, as I said last time, it is the main because we haven't yet broken to an all-time high, offering a validation of the trend. Okay, we have not seen a valid breakout yet, and that is why I remain still I still have this as my main, although the two are very, very, very close, and I will show you, of course, the other one as well. Now, since we are here, and I did notice, because I'm working usually on the log, and it's becoming pretty annoying to have to draw channels. I find out that Pitchfork works. The Pitchfork works, and I'm so happy, because we don't need to care about dragging here lines and there that don't work. So look at this Pitchfork. We have done a false break over here, and now we do remain above the middle line of the Pitchfork, but we have found, can I call this like the pivot, diagonal pivot, whatever. We have found a resistance twice over here. Okay, so we didn't break. So as long as we are below that level, then we are bearish in Pitchfork terms. Now, as long as we are, however, above this level, which is 5360, we remain also biased to the upside. So the game is going to be played between 16950 and 53. okay? Either breakout confirmed, I repeat, is going to be offering more clues about the direction of the BTC, even in the short term or even in the medium term. Okay, so in this case, guys, what I'm personally looking at is a W, X, and Y. And you might ask why. A intermediate. A W, X, and Y is a complex pattern. This is actually a double 3, not a double zigzag. Okay, there is a difference between the two. With that now being done, you know, for me, it makes sense that this is the 3 over here. I'm looking for a flat over here in down because we have a clear 5-wave structure. I'm looking for an ABC, which might as well just plug over here. And I'm looking for, this is a simple zigzag, by the way, in wave X. And I'm also looking for another leg to the downside that is going to be another, well, any correction pattern, pretty much. It could be a triangle, which means we're going to see something like this. Okay, we're going to stay here for a bit. It might be, well, it might be X already, maybe here, and we might see an ABC here that is going to be some sort of flat, but that's going to have a very short leg compared. So I would rather use this particular flat for a potential move to the upside, and I will show you the alternative quickly. It might be a flat, which means we're going to move lower. We'll get ABC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll move higher. Well, it can be a lot of different stuff, but obviously with every new level breaking or holding, then we're going to be getting more clues, and this is why you have to keep watching these videos. Now, this is the main, which is very close to the alternative of the main, which is our wave 4 has ended down here, whether most likely a flat down here, which compared to wave 2 doesn't make sense to belong in the same structure, by the way. And that means this is my 1 instead. This is a 2, and then we're going to get 3, 4, and 5. However, and why this is not my main, these volumes are not volumes of a wave 3 in here, okay? Unless if we do have a wave 1 and a wave 2, and then we get 3, 4, and 5, okay? Something like this. Unless this is the case, which means we really need, once we start moving higher, and obviously we can get lower down here, we can get to, if this is the case, we can get even down to, you know, to 44, and that will still be a valid case. That would just be a deep correction in wave 2. Whatever we get to, and even if we break below that level, right, we're really going to need volumes to increase in this wave 3, because so far we do not have a wave 3 volume here, okay? We simply don't. I know you might say, but why are you looking at Bitfinex? I have checked every single exchange, okay? We don't have good volumes. So problem is, as I said before, the moment we enter the 53K or so territory, then there is more probabilities that we're going to get down to 39.80. The game will be played here in that case. And then if we do break that level, but also don't forget that the 41.50 is very important, okay? And the 36.60 or so. Then obviously, you know, the chance of moving lower down and the main becoming more probable are going to increase. But either way, this is my main and this is my alternative. And I know there is also potentially something like here and wave 2 coming down here. A lot of people calling this, oh, look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we are going to correct and move higher. But I don't see a wave 3 here, guys. Okay, don't get confused. It is possible, but not as highly right now, okay? Don't also forget that as long as this is possible, then obviously because this internally is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, according to this view, right? Then that means that maybe we even finished up here, right? And that means that my 5 could be here, and that's intermediate done. right? And the cycle ended. But I'm not a fan of this particular case. I will be more interesting to see, and you know, pretty much I support that the bullish, the cycle is not done yet. Okay, but getting down here, it is possible. Okay, not highly at the moment, but it is my main for the reasons I explained. Now, if we go in the short term, guys, this is the same thing, exactly what you see here. Okay, you're going to see the A, B, and a C I have over here. Okay, so due to the increased volumes over here, this is our wave 3. Okay, so you can clearly understand this. So we've got 1 and 2, we've got, maybe we'll have 3, maybe if it hasn't finished yet. Let's go down a little bit more, because I want you to pay attention to the wave structure. It could be a case where this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh yeah, and there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we're going to get more downside move, downside legs. Or it might be a case where you know, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we are going to correct for wave 4, and then we'll continue lower for wave 5. Usually, an easy way to see whether we are in a 3 or a C as well, because that can also be an ABC, as we said before, right, is to look for the 162, because this looks like it is an extended wave compared to 1 and 2 now, right? So this, and including the increase in volumes, this is our wave 3 for sure. Okay, the question is this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? Or could it be something like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? That is going to be, of course, detrimental for the prices. We're going to look for re-entering, going below 50. Both probabilities at the moment are possible. Both scenarios are possible. However, and because we have now not, you know, have made an attempt to move high, we have not really broken to a level that it gives us much more clues. Okay, for the moment, we can assume this is our 3, and we expect to see our 4. Okay, usually the 4 is doing what we call a double 4. So if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, our 4 is here, then the double 4 would be around 60. So we could go back above the 60K. And if we look at the structure as well over here, that looks like impulsive so far, although volumes are decreasing now, which means perhaps we're going to see a correction, and from there get another leg to the upside for wave C, and then move one more time down for wave 5. Okay, this is possible. Now, I've seen a lot of people calling this an A, and a B, and a C. This is not an ABC. Okay, in no analysis that should be the case, and whoever is doing this is wrong. Okay, you do not have a 5-wave structure here. You cannot have a 5-wave structure here. You can only have it like this. You understand? So if you see that, this is wrong. Unless correction, yes, unless if it's W, X, and Y. It can be W, X, and Y. It cannot be an ABC. Okay, it doesn't make sense. Either way, that, as I showed you before, it could be an A, B, and a C here, and the B is a W, X, and Y, which means it is an expanded flat, and that would be like part of a correction, like 3 and 4 down here, or anything else. In that case, we need to look at this. We have done 138, expanding flat. It's fine, possible, but usually also does the 61 extension. So it matches with what we expect, because also volumes are increasing massively here, okay, which means two things. There is impulse, more force to the downside, but also there is very good support over here. But with volumes falling now, correction and then continuation and then down is more probable than anything else for me, okay? Only, and I repeat, only if we break above, let's say the 61K, and go towards the 62K, which is the 50% of this leg to the downside, we will start considering that the other scenarios are more probable. Why? Because, guys, as I call in my Telegram group, this 50% is our bias barometer, I like to call it. Okay, so you're going to see whether this particular compared to with reference to this leg is market bullish or bearish. For now we're bearish. Once we get to 50, we can look at it again. I'll be honest, engine has given me hard time over here. Okay, hard time because it's not clear if wave 4 is done. Because of the structure over here. Okay, it cannot be, it's the very weird leading diagonal to do something like this, and it's wrong because you are enforcing this to be an truncated ABC, and then 1 and 2 does not make sense with 3 and 4. So I've cancelled this leading diagonal, and that's why I have here now 1 and 2, and I have this as a leading diagonal, which makes much more sense. Okay, so if this is AB 1 and 2, then it means that we're going to see wave 3, 4, and 5 moving much higher. And the good news is this: when you're ending your 4 and you're starting your 5 with a leading diagonal, this really, it's an indication of a very big move to the upside. Okay, I don't want to give you hopes or pick your hopes up, but I'm also going to show you the alternative, which is something that is going to be bearish instead, right? But for now, and because will remain, why is this here? Hold on, because I think something is off here. That should be further down. I think it moved. This is what we have to deal with when we look at when we use the channels with on the log. Yeah, assuming wave 4 is done. There we go. You see, now we are still outside this channel. Okay, so we would prefer, this is a base channel, but we prefer to get back within it. So it's possible that we might tag that level around just above 4 and then decline, get a decent correction, and then continue higher. Okay, particularly based on this particular structure. Right now, the trouble I had was in here. Okay, I played around with a few different scenarios, and I will tell you which ones they are. One is that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or A, B, C, D, E, and my wave 4 is here, which means it is a triangle. But I don't like the duration of wave A and its depth compared to wave D and E. Okay, which is over here. And I also don't like the fact that wave E does a mere like 40% correction compared, which is a truncation of 60%, which is, you know, you don't, it's like doing something like this and calling this an E. That's not an E. This is a different pattern. That's why I have this one in. Okay, so the difficulty was there. E wave should be like around 60-70% truncated, right? Not like 30-40. That's the reason I'm not giving you that scenario as the main. Okay, and actually it's not even the alternative, it's the second alternative. Now hold on, that should be here. There we go. The alternative I'm talking about is one that it's not really looking well. It's not looking good. Okay, this is like an ABC. This is going to be an AB and a C, which means we remain exactly the same as we are now. It's just instead of a leading diagonal, this is an ending diagonal. We're going to get a fresh high, or maybe not, you know, and that's going to turn to a 5 waves down to become what most likely looks like a flat pattern. Okay, so our wave 4 is going to be here instead, which is low. Okay, I mean, it can be truncated, by the way, it can be around 140 or whatever. I mean, this is not what matters right now. What matters right now is that we need to monitor this area, this zone quite heavily. Draw a trend line here as well and wait to see, in case we start moving lower down, where if prices break that level. And if they do, let's assume that this is our high for now. Are they going to break below 50, below 61, or below 79? You know, these levels are very important. The 50 is very important. Okay, don't forget. So main scenario, which is a leading diagonal here, is very bullish, guys. Okay, not only we haven't finished the intermediate 3, 4, and 5, which is looking to get us to around, let me just be a bit more reasonable here, looking at 4, we're looking at perhaps 772 or 1160, okay, for intermediate wave 3 to end. I will repeat again, 772, 1160, and then we'll get the 4th and the 5th, which might be just above that level. Perhaps even the 15 would be my primary, my primary 3. From there, we'll get primary 4 and primary 5, which might be anywhere between 22 and 33. These are very long-term targets, guys. This is not anytime near soon, right? Even if the bull run continues, you know, you're not going to look at 20 or something. The 7 and the 8 and the 10 are very much more reasonable levels for now. Okay, this is a bit longer term. Okay, I repeat. Now, which is very good news, no? So this is also for engine, unless if I'm forgetting something. Yeah, I was also looking at this for to be an ABC over here, like a flat, to make a W, X, and Y as well. But I've completely rejected it because this wave C wave of this particular or potential expanding flat, it extended like 4 something. Of the Fibonacci extension, so it's way too much. Usually you get 162 to 262 for wave C, so it was way extended, so I completely rejected it. And now let's have also a quick look on theta. Theta is much more clear, and things look a bit more clear here, okay? And that is why my main is that we are, well, very near to registering a low, if we haven't already, and a continuation to the upside. As you can see, with the base channel, I am assuming that we finished here, okay? But we can also use, of course, and we will use the acceleration channel to see where we are, and I'm going to do this with the pitchfork so that we receive some more sort of clues over here, okay? Because it's hard to do it without the pitchfork. So what we want is to connect my 3rd wave up here, and that's on 2, to see if potentially we have anything here. But you can see this is quite far for now, so there is no reason to use it. What we can do is delete that. Maybe I can try to pull this up and bring it to wave 3, but the problem is this. You see that? Okay, maybe I will use that again. Hold on, let me try one more time with a pitchfork. Gotta start down here, gotta go up here, and what I will do though is go on 3. Yeah, and the moment we touch 3, we stop. You see, 1 and 2. That is not, I mean, it is a way to do it, but just to get us something. Look at this. We've just done a false break below this zone over here at the pitchfork, okay? Without that meaning much, it could just simply be a correction. Now, as you see, I'm looking at wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 4th wave looks a bit elongated compared to 2, okay? But regardless, I'm going to use this as, well, to be fair, shouldn't be there, just leave it there anyway, more of a complex A here, but either way, A, B, C, D, E, and it looks like a nice structure, okay? It has a duration, quite a duration in A, but B, C, D, and E, they seem to be coming in smaller durations, but it has the right look for a triangle, if that makes sense. There is other scenarios, I will get there, but let me just finish the main first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5, where can we get to? Well, if we started at 1 and 2, we see that wave 3 did around Well, if I put this in the right place, hold on, maybe it's me. No, there. Wave 3 did pretty much the 162, which is perfect. That's why I said Theta has a very nice chart. It's perfect for a wave 3. Our wave 4 is correcting and corrected down to nearly 1. Yeah. So you understand that if we do break that triangle and we break below wave C, which is 450, the room to 3 opens up. Okay. And I'm going to show you how that's going to happen in the alternative scenario. But for now, we remain bullish. This is a wave 4. Volumes are decreasing and they are going to increase with the breakout. Okay, so we want to see a breakout above this trend line, of course, but you know, this will be a very aggressive entry to get in here. Conservative entry above the trend line or at the trend line, and a bit more conservative once we see a retest and we start moving higher. Now wave 5 can get us to 48 apparently, which is crazy number. Okay, that's why sometimes logarithmics don't work because they extend too high. What we're going to do though, we're going to measure our 4 here, and that's from here to here. We're going to do, well, look at this, it gets to 44 again, but we need to, as always, measure the 27, 38 and 62. So you go to 21, 23 and 30. These are more reasonable levels for the medium to long term and even longer term. Okay, the 21, if this bull run continues, is very likely. Okay, but maybe not. You know, it depends on how much more upside we'll have for the bull run. Okay, so if we do one more leg up for BTC and go to 75 and then fall, obviously you're not going to get to 21. Instead, you know, what we're looking for first in the short to medium term is to get up to get past to around 10, get back to 10 or so. Okay, and then of course 8 is an important level first, and then for some other targets we should also consider this Fibonacci, bearish Fibonacci, which brings us to around 878, 90, which is a very strong level. If we recapture that level, then we get to 10, 11, 13, 16 and perhaps even higher. Why do I say 10? Because 10 is a round level. I don't care if the Fibonacci shows it or not. Now another method, since we have 3 and assume that we have also 4, is work on the 23 and 38. 23 is reasonable, 23.60. So you can see it has very good potential, okay, and it's looking good as well. Now, the alternative. We might move lower down, and wave E may be not done yet, okay? Maybe we're going to get another leg down, and wave E is going to be here, and it's going to have an overthrow, which is all fine and all valid, and we can move higher up. But this is going to very likely get invalid as a triangle when we break below 465. So there is still space for that. But on the upside, we might stay here for a while. It might be a 9-wave triangle, okay? We do not know. We might stay here for months. And that will still not give us a validation or invalidation. So for now, 465 is our make it or break it level, okay? Now, if we do break below that, then that is going to turn into some sort of, perhaps even, you know, we're going to get W, X, and Y. And the triangles will still be here, but it's going to be, or maybe it's already here, A, B, C, D, E. You know, let me do this one more time, because that can be W, like A, B, C. That can be A, B, C, D, E of the triangle, right? So the triangle will be here instead. And now, that might be we might get another A, B, C. So it is, you know, until we get to 465, we're not going to know. When we break 465, it's very likely to break below 340 as well, because that would increase the chances of this being an ABC of a W, X, and Y, which is the alternative I'm showing you right now. Okay, so you've got, in all cases, something good and something bad. And as traders and investors, you should always be aware of both the good and the bad and how to read the markets. So this is what I did here for you today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know, you can like the video, subscribe, turn notifications on. I will try to do more videos as well. I'm just working on my algorithms at the moment for my Telegram group, and I'm working on some other stuff, so it's quite a busy time for me. But hopefully once this is done, and it will be much better for everyone, I will be able to do more videos. Maybe I can add another one now during the week, we will see. But regardless, if you don't like the button, guys, and you don't subscribe, then, you know, I will keep it to one a month, to one a week, not a month. One a month would be nothing. So thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys, and we're gonna speak again in a week or so.